Today will be baby Elliot's first day out in the real world.
Well, here we are, 179 days. And we're gonna be taking you home shortly.
Saying goodbye to the hospital and hello to their new life with Elliot brings excitement, joy, and especially relief for first-time parents Mina and Eduardo Bato.
We're excited and we're anxious, and we're just finding a rhythm again to go home and have him home.
Hi, baby cakes.
Looking at this baby boy now, it's hard to believe that the first 6 months of his life were actually spent in the intensive care unit for premature babies, otherwise known as the NICU.
Do you want to hold him and I'll talk to Cynthia?
Okay.
She's gonna give me the final instructions.
The way Elliot entered into the world wasn't what Mina and Eduardo expected. At just 24 weeks into her pregnancy, Mina went into labor.
The doctors told us pretty quickly that Elliot would have to be delivered early. I was contracting and I was getting, even with all the medications to stop everything, my contractions kept increasing, and so the doctors didn't want the baby to be harmed or to go in any distress. From the time we came into the hospital, he was born 12 hours later.
Because of his underdeveloped lungs, Elliot faced a multitude of challenges, and every day was a fight for his life.
Elliot, from the very beginning, required respiratory support on the ventilator. Has to be treated for very immature lungs. As you can imagine, a baby that is born at 24 weeks and 1 pound and 5 ounces and is a very small baby. The most serious problems are the baby's lungs, and that's why they require respiratory support on the respirator.
Calm down, he's crying.
The Batos say living around the clock in the hospital during Elliot's recovery was extremely stressful. But more stressful still was having to go home without him day after day.
There's Mommy right there sitting by the window. Had a good day today.
The hardest part about leaving the hospital every day or every night was leaving him. There were days when he got a little bigger, when he would let us know he didn't want us to leave. But it was hard riding home in the car and not having my baby with me.
Don't say that.
Here you go, Elliot.
Here we go, baby. You're entering.
This is your house.
Your home.
And now that they're home,
This is waiting for you.
everything's about to change.
Welcome home, son. Hi, baby.
We're home.
Now that Elliot's home, of course, we're so happy. I think just like any parent, we're nervous because it's like anything you want to do your best at, you're nervous. You want to make sure you do everything right.
Ooh. I'm ecstatic, but it's funny because at the same time I'm counting every minute that he's here and that he's well. And I'm saying to myself, okay, we've made it past the first hour, past the second hour, past the third hour, and nothing is happening, and I'm grateful for that.
Okay, then you just connect it to that.
One of the Batos' biggest concerns is that baby Elliot still requires constant oxygen.
Elliot is being discharged currently on some oxygen at home, and certainly we're very happy for him to go home at this point.
I think he's hungry. This is great.
Elliot still has a feeding tube in place, so that in addition to an occasional tube feeding, he can also receive his medication.
Because I am a nurse and I can manage his feeding tube, we were able to get out a couple weeks earlier. And the main point of the feeding tube is anytime he doesn't want to get his bottle, he's too tired for it, we can give it in the tube.
Doctors informed the Batos that since their son is a premature baby, his development may be different than typical full-term babies.
They've also told us that developmentally his age is adjusted because he was born so early, but developmentally the preemies that are early like him usually are caught up by age 2, if not sooner.
Like bird sounds.
Mina and Eduardo are grateful for the support they've received from everyone in their lives, and they remain very hopeful about Elliot's future.
Elliot is writing his own book, and that no statistics about a 24-weeker and how they should develop and what milestone they should be hitting at what month could be expected, because Elliot could either do it early or do it late, but it's really under his own terms.